Good afternoon. It is Friday, April 17th, 2026. People always notice differences. If someone says they are a believer in Jesus, well, that automatically raises an expectation of a certain kind of behavior. Honesty, moral purity, clean language are all expected of the believer and those who claim to be believers. But sometimes there are honest questions when our expectations don't fit with what we're seeing. The passage today is one of those times. The people notice a difference that doesn't fit in with their expectations. And so they have a conversation with Jesus about it. In Luke chapter 5, verses 33 to 35, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition, it says, "One day some people said to Jesus, 'John the Baptist's disciples fast and pray regularly, and so do the disciples of the Pharisees. So why are your disciples always eating and drinking?' And Jesus responded, 'Do wedding guests fast while celebrating with the groom? Of course not. But someday the groom will be taken away from them, and then they'll fast.'" I want you to notice that people felt free to approach Jesus with their questions. Our Lord has never had a problem with honest questions. And you can always feel free to ask God any question you've got with honesty and sincerity, and God will help you get the answers. But they came to him and he says, "Well, what about this?" They said, John the Baptist, his disciples fasts and they pray regularly. And you like him. You're in favor of him and you like his disciples. Well, they pray and fast. Well, the Pharisees, well, you don't like them. You don't like them at all. But their disciples, they fast and pray regularly too. And we know it because they both let us know every time they're praying and fasting. Why don't your disciples do that? Why don't they pray and fast? And Jesus gives them an answer that refers to times and places. He says, during a wedding feast, that's the party part of a wedding. He says, "Do you fast?" No, it's a feast. You celebrate, you eat, you drink, and you be merry. If you fast at a wedding, if you wear black and mourning clothes at a wedding, you're extremely rude and antisocial. The fasting comes later after the groom is gone. But during the wedding feast, you celebrate. He says, my disciples are celebrating. When Jesus wanted to pray, he went off by himself and he prayed and fasted by himself. It was not a public thing. He even mentioned once that we're not to advertise our spirituality by how rigorous we fast and pray. And that's part of the problem with them noticing everybody fasting and praying, because they go, "Oh, it's a hard day. I'm fasting today." And that's not what Jesus was after. Just fast and pray between you and God. There's times to fast and to mourn, and times to pray. And there's other times to celebrate. Maturity is knowing what times are suitable for celebrations, what times are suitable for fasting, and what times are necessary for prayer. May you and I be mature enough this week to pray the right time and the right way, to fast appropriately, and to celebrate well when it's the right time to do so. May you and I be mature this week. God bless you.